What's up, guys? Welcome back to ReviewSpace, and today I'm going to review Bound for Glory 2012. That's right, last night's TNA pay-per-view of the year, the biggest pay-per-view rather. Let's begin with Rob Van Dam against Zema Ion for the X Division Championship. Yes, well, this was, of course, the opening match. This match was actually kind of alright. It didn't go on too long, around 8 minutes or so, and it was relatively alright. I mean, I thought that Zema Ion had some high-flying stuff. Some people are like, well, this doesn't make any sense. RVD is a little overweight for the X Division, but he's not really that overweight. Like, I mean, his style matches pretty well with the X Division. If there's somebody who is in the normal heavyweight division that could go for the X Division title, it's Rob Van Dam. It's RVD. He's known for being a high flyer, a guy who, goes to the high-risk maneuvers. And I thought this match was decent. It wasn't overly, impressive. I didn't think that it was a show stealer or anything like that. RVD gets the gold, defeats Zema Ion. Honestly, I thought this was going to be... because I thought they would go to Jesse Sorensen for this particular match, that eventually he would face up against Zema Ion to kind of have this final confrontation. I don't know what happened with Jesse Sorensen. I don't know if he's still injured. His neck is still messed up. But RVD gets the win, and that's it. Alright, second match, we have Samoa Joe against Magnus. This one is for the television title. I was rooting for Magnus the whole time. Wanted him to win, wanted him to get some glory at singles competition. I really was rooting for him. Kind of felt, though, that Samoa Joe was gonna win this because he hasn't been champion for too long and he needs a Bound for Glory moment, I guess. This was a pretty good match. This was back and forth action. A lot of, pretty good spots. At some point, the crowd started chanting, "This is awesome," which is always a good sign. There was counters and just good athleticism from both. It felt like a really good kind of back and forth matchup. As far as, Samoa Joe being able to defend the title, I was a little bit disappointed. I was just, man, I wish Magnus would have won, man. He should have won that, but... Alright. Match number 3, we have James Storm against Bobby Roode. Kind of surprised that this was the third match of the night. I would have thought maybe it would have been somewhere higher on the card, maybe even the main event, to be honest. I know that's kind of pushing it. This was a street fight with King Mo, an MMA fighter, as a special enforcer. And this was actually a really good match. This might have been the best match of the night. There was a lot of violence here. It was very bloody. This was definitely the bloodiest match that I've seen in a while. I mean, James Storm just looking like he has a crimson mask. Wow. Thumbtacks were used. There was a spear by Bobby Roode to James Storm on the announcer's table, and that was pretty insane. Definitely a high spot. And there was all these different things going on. Like, you had King Mo also involved, of course. Not quite as involved as I thought he would be. I did like that he was sometimes, they would show his face, and he'd be like, whoa, really shocked at, the extreme, hardcore nature of the match. He pushes Bobby Roode at one point, and then, which would result in a kind of a code breaker type of move that James Storm does. And there was a moment where he hit Bobby Roode with his finisher, the last call super kick. It looks like he was about to win. He couldn't get it, and then finally he hits him a second time, and that was really awesome. So James Storm wins it. This was definitely one of the best matches in recent memory. There was, this is awesome chance, of course. This is awesome, and there was a moment though in this match I thought it reached a high point, and it was when he tried to pin him for the first time after the last call super kick, and it felt like that was the high point of the match where everybody was kind of waiting for the 1, 2, 3 pinfall, and that was supposed to be it. But when Robert Roode kicked out, it's sort of like you could sort of feel the energy drop a little bit. Like, oh no, like what's gonna happen now? Like it felt like, oh, they were kind of dragging it a little bit. So aside from that, still a really good match. Alright, so we have a fourth match. We got Joey Ryan against Al Snow. Man, this is crazy. Al Snow coming back with head. Very nostalgic. I can't even believe he's... Man, and he's in great shape, man. He moved really quickly, very athletic. I really had no idea. I don't know if he has an actual amateur wrestling background, but he was moving like really fast, and he was doing the whole spinning on the opponent kind of thing, the amateur style kind of thing, and that was really surprising. He brought out head, which was again a shock of nostalgia. It was very like, man, this is 1999 all over again. It's like Attitude Era all over again. I haven't seen that head stuff in a long time. And Joey Ryan, I thought, did okay. There was an interference, very big shocking interference. Don't really want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it was very unexpected. I still don't know what's going on between these two. So the person that helped out Joey Ryan gets the freaking pinfall, and he gets the contract apparently. Wow. Not sure where this is gonna go though, because now it's like, whoa, why are these two together? Why did he come back? This person that helped out Joey Ryan. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, we have a tag team, sort of a triple threat or something, against Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Chavo, and Hernandez. The Latino guys won. I didn't really watch this match. I didn't pay attention. I didn't care about the tag team scene. So I didn't even watch this, so can't really say anything about it. Alright, we have Tara against Miss Tessmacher for the Women's Knockout Championship. This one, I don't know. Tara ends up winning, beating Miss Tessmacher, which was okay. I understand it. I don't know, man. Tessmacher she's decent, I guess. She's an okay wrestler for somebody who's not really known to be an experienced type of female wrestler. She did alright. Some athletic stuff here and there. Tara was she just dominated, I guess. I mean, Tara is just... How many championships has she won now? Like, what is this, her third or fourth championship in TNA? Anyway, it really was an okay match. You know, it wasn't... I appreciate that Miss Tessmacher's a little bit more athletic than maybe people give her credit for. You know, she works a little bit harder than, you know, the typical kind of bimbo diva type of thing. Alright, so we have the second final match. We have Aces and Eights against Sting and Bully Ray? Tag match? This one had a huge surprise as well. As far as the match itself, I really couldn't care less. I'm not invested in the Aces and Eights storyline. And even after the surprise, I'm still not. But the surprise was pretty good. And it was like, whoa, that was a shocker. It was legitimate. You know, you could feel that even the crowd in the arena felt kind of shocked and felt let down. They were disappointed that it was this guy. Like, they couldn't believe, whoa, but this guy is a babyface. He's one of the good guys. How can he be? Why? But we should have seen this coming, especially with the pairing of Bully Ray and Sting. We should have seen this heel turn coming. It was very shocking. So I like that. It was probably the best moment of the night. Very memorable. That was cool. It was a cool surprise. Alright, let's get to the main event. We got Jeff Hardy against Austin Aries for the TNA title. Oh boy. Okay, this was a really good match. This was enjoyable. Back and forth action. A lot of false finishes, like doing the finisher on each other and kicking out. At least one of them did. There was a point where Jeff Hardy was imitating Austin Aries moves, like he kicked the rope when Austin Aries was going through it, and kicked him in the balls kind of thing, and then he went for the brainbuster, which is like horrible commentary on Mike Tenay and Taz's part. they couldn't even pick up that he was, you know, obviously mocking Austin Aries. He does the brainbuster on Austin Aries. He actually hoists him up and does the brainbuster, exactly what Austin Aries did to him on a previous Impact. But they just called him, I believe Mike Tenay just said it, oh, what a delayed suplex. Whoa, and he didn't even call it a brainbuster. He was like, whoa, he did his own finishing move. He didn't even point it out. I thought the commentary was terrible. They're just not enthusiastic. I think that Taz and Tenay are so by the numbers. They just call it in. They just, you know, they don't have any effort. They're not invested in it. They seem so detached. There's no emotion. I remember like 10 years ago they would have the commentary and it was way better back then. You know, it was a little over the top with Don West, Mike Tenay, and I think some other guy. But it was a lot more fun, you know, they had more fun with it. It was so enthusiastic. There was so much more energy. Remember the ladder matches back then, and they would have, like, Don West would be like, I can't believe it, this should be illegal, this is so dangerous. And, you know, Mike Tenay would be like, don't say that, you know, we're not gonna get it. And it's just funny, man. It's funny back and forth energy. I don't know. So the commentary was bad, but the match was really good. I thought that very strong effort from Jeff Hardy. The crowd was very split. I mean, it was like a tweener crowd. This was like a John Cena, you know, Cena sucks, let's go Cena type of thing. Half the crowd was cheering for Austin Aries, predominantly the males, and the rest was chanting for Jeff Hardy. So it was very, very WWE feel. The whole thing just kind of like a CM Punk versus John Cena kind of thing, a similar energy. That was kind of cool. Overall, I thought this match was good. Was it the best match of the night? That's arguable. But the ending, up to the end, it was a little bit awkward. Like, there was a moment there where Austin Aries looked like he was gonna win, but then Jeff Hardy kicks out, and he delivers the Swanton bomb, rather, the Swanton, and he gets the pinfall. So Jeff Hardy's the new world champion for TNA. I'm a little bit iffy. I don't know, because some people were still booing, you know what I mean? It was kind of like a Cena win, you know, and I understand why they gave it to Hardy. Maybe they want to get the ratings up. It's just, you know, the whole redemption storyline, I get it, I understand it, but if Austin Aries had retained by some sort of cheating fashion, it wouldn't bother me. Like, I think it would be kind of okay, because Austin Aries retaining would have been a little bit more interesting, but Jeff Hardy winning it was also meant to be some kind of, you know, delivered to the fans. It's a fan kind of thing, fan moment, Jeff Hardy moment, babyface moment. So it's just not the same. You know, 2 years ago when he won the title, Bound for Glory 2010, and he became a heel, that was interesting. Jeff Hardy as a heel, I like way better as a babyface. He was a good heel. The whole, you know, the dark anti-hero guy, it was just so cool. I don't know, that's it, man. I mean, I thought overall this pay-per-view was decent. It's definitely worth watching. A few surprises, which was actually kind of cool. And I thought overall it delivered. I'm going to give it a pass. It's a good pay-per-view. So that's it for this episode of Review Space. Until next time, ciao.